Hey everyone! So I thought today I would show you my favorite miniatures from the Bones 3 core set. So we got this set because we backed the Bones 3 Kickstarter and got the core set option, obviously. We've also backed the Bones 4 Kickstarter, but we didn't get the core set because a lot of the figures that came in the core set were kind of just really great general character or NPCs. And I'm not going to bother showing all of those to you. There's some really cool ones, but it's kind of some of the special things in the core set that I really like. And I think most of these are available now, or they are going to be available soon, so you can go find them in your local game store or online somewhere. So some of these we've already painted. The first set that I'm going to show you are ones that Ryan painted, and they are these Beast Men. These are really cool figures that just kind of sparked ideas. Ryan saw it as kind of this pack of various Beast Men, and so he did these kind of tribal-esque paintings on them. The idea of having kind of all of these different animals but in a little bit more of a humanoid form was really cool. We definitely have used the polar bear so far. I used this miniature in Ryan's holiday special that he ran. I was playing a druid and I beast-shaped into a polar bear, so it was like, perfect! I can use this! The next ones are a whole bunch of dwarves. They cover kind of all of the classes in dwarves, so that's great to have a little bit more variety than just like a dwarven fighter. But also they have like a couple of kind of townsfolky one. They have one with a pig that's like a butcher that has a pig with it, and one that's just a dwarf in kind of normal clothing and with a keg. And those two minis have shown up so much in my campaign, especially the pig one. I just love the little butcher with the pig. And I've definitely gotten a lot of use out of these because my players are starting out in an area that's mostly dwarven. So that's been nice to have all of them. And the next one is a figure that actually sparked the idea for one of the NPCs that the party has run into, which is a little Mastiff. Not so little, because he's like as tall as the dwarf. It's an interesting miniature. It's something that in a core set, it's cool to have a few of these slightly different things. The next ones are some of these clear minis, and all of these are kind of in the classic adventuring party style. I've seen some people paint them with just a little bit of a wash to kind of help bring out the sculpt. There's a really awesome steampunk Wizard of Oz set in there, which is another one that you probably aren't going to use in your high fantasy, but I think kind of is a cool inspiration to maybe try running a steampunk, and hey, you've got the perfect miniatures if you want to do a Wizard of Oz. The two that I think I'd probably get the most use out of in this specific set is the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. The Scarecrow just kind of is a really creepy looking scary scarecrow. And then the Tin Man you could use as kind of as a construct of some kind. And then there were a number of kind of creatures and monsters and stuff like that in the set that were really interesting. So there were a number of ogres in the set. I think there were 3 in total. This one is the one that doesn't require any assembly. The other 2 have very minimal assembly. So those are still in bags right now because I haven't gotten around to painting them. There also is a really awesome, amazing gargoyle bat thing, blanking on what the name of it is now. Height of it is really cool to have. There's also a really great interpretation of a Grim Reaper. Part of me is surprised that Ryan didn't pull this for the Crinkle Carol. They had a number of Asian-inspired monsters and creatures, as well as some like NPC-style characters. My personal favorite is the Foo Dog. Just kind of adorable, and I love it. I kind of want to find a way to have a Foo Dog in my campaign. But I think that's a cool getting a little bit of a different, it's not the traditional European fantasy, but adding in some other inspirations based on other cultures. And of course it wouldn't be a Bones core set without Mr. and Mrs. Bones. I've already painted Mr. Bones. I'm planning on painting Mrs. Bones soon. And I enjoy these. I like chibi style miniatures. I find it's a little bit easier to paint them because they have bigger eyes and faces. I'm not sitting there going, I'm trying to paint just your eye, and if I mess up, I'm gonna screw up the entire face. This, I kind of see it a little bit more as a collector's item than as something that I would go out and get for use in a campaign. So there you go. Those are kind of my favorite miniatures that were in the Bones 3 core set. I'm hoping to do some more painting soon. So let me know if there are any miniatures that you saw today that you want me to specifically paint and show you guys how I painted. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!